Again, if you regret saying anything or you want something bleeping out or taken out, just say it to us there and then after you've said it, like, oh, lads, I didn't mean to say that. I'll chop it out and it'll look smooth. It'll look
and then we'll all do some
no,
fucking hand transitions like that.
Yeah.
No like war crimes or anything like that, no.
Well, I don't know.
I'll watch what I'm saying.
Just don't incriminate yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
as long as you say jokes at the end, it's all right.
Yeah.
I don't think it works like that.
If you cross your fingers, it's a lie.
Yeah, just behind your back. It's all right, man.
So, how should we get started? Am I introing or?
Yeah,
I'll intro it if you want.
Welcome back to the world's shittest military podcast. I'm Danny. Joining me is Ricky Vet, fucking Alex, and Fast Hands. By far one of the funniest fucking TikTokers I've come across. So again, a couple more admin points. We put out like a little poll on Facebook and we asked people if they knew if we were even on YouTube and they said no. So if you're listening to this on like the audio version, just fucking check us out on there if you want to see us all fucking bogging, missing an eye and missing a left bollock or whatever.
Yeah, because there'd be extra content on there as well.
Yeah, so it's just basically seeing us talk shit.
Yeah.
If you want to screenshot us and like put us on the fucking notice boards in camp, fine.
Dartboard, mate. Dartboard.
That's it. Get us advertised. That's the YouTube. Right. The socials as well. Just pretty much, if you type in the bottom third podcast, you'll find us on basically everything except Twitter or X, whatever it's called, and like OnlyFans and fucking Tumblr. They're the only things we're not on. But OnlyFans is coming next year for season 3. And aside from that, Alex has got a point to make on the We Served app.
So we're technically unofficially being sponsored by We Serve app, which those that don't know what is hearing that name for the first time, it's basically an app that basically fucking joins all social medias into one space to build a community. And it's also got stuff like access to a 24-hour GP on there, psychologists, and loads of stuff. So unofficially, at this moment in time, we are being sponsored by them. So we've kind of not got to mention them. We do kind of, but yeah. So it's just worth mentioning the We Serve app. Everyone say it.
We Served app.
We Served app.
Yeah, there we go. Right. We mentioned it.
We'll do a more in-depth YouTube video instead of just fucking going on about it here, because obviously lads are here for a laugh. So at some point we'll set time aside. I'll make like a fucking 4-minute compact video. You can show it to your fucking screw and then you can have a laugh at you.
Yeah. Also, it's worth mentioning at this point that this the We Serve app is actually sponsoring us to go on a Veterans Honour Rally.
Is that what it's actually called?
Yeah, Veterans Honour Rally. Yeah, Veterans Honour Rally. That's what it's. Yeah, that's the official name of it.
Well, we're driving around a Toyota Yaris. It's on our Instagram page. The picture of it. It might be on Facebook as well. I don't know what Alex has done with it.
No, I'm monged on that department, mate.
Fuck it don't matter. It's out there somewhere. You'll see us in September.
Yep.
And
but we're also looking at doing like an extra video for just purely on that subject.
Yes, Ricky. Any more points?
No.
Right.
Fine.
Fast Hands. Icebreaker.
Icebreaker. Right. My name's Tom, also known as One Man Army, Fast Hand and all that. Back home for tea. Basically, I served in 1 King's, 1st Battalion of King's Regiment, Infantry Regiment. I served in Iraq as a Section 2 IC, and I've been to Canada and all the shitholes around the UK. Is that all right?
It's all right. It's not too bad. When did you lose your virginity?
14.
Fucking hell.
Oh, where?
Well, both. Tell us a story.
An alleyway.
In an alleyway?
Oh, just in an alleyway, fingering some bird, finger blasting like that. Trying to dip it in and all that.
Fast Hands.
I can't remember all the details. I think I was pissed as well. So I don't remember all of it.
There you go. Fast Hands since he was 14. Love it. Tell us a bit about your 2 IC role in Iraq.
Basically, just fucking making sure the lads are doing the shit and all that. Got a load of new lads who were fucking useless. We had a lad who... Did any of you do Iraq?
No. Yeah, I did Iraq.
Alright. So basically, we were in Warriors. So, with the top hatches.
Yeah.
When you're doing top cover.
What year was you at in Iraq?
Optelic 2, 2003.
Oh, shit. Right at the beginning, then.
Yeah. Basically, when you're doing top cover, you had the mortar hatches down, don't you?
Yeah.
I sat down, chilling out on the radio, turned round and seen an LSW on the top hatch, bouncing about. I looked up, what the fuck is that? Looked at this lad, a new lad, he's fast asleep, mate. Fucking kicking him in the head and everything. He's going, what? I said, your fucking weapon is nearly gone onto the road, you mad cunt. Oh, right. Oh, my God. I got done for bullying him.
Fuck off.
I moved out. Honestly, I got moved into another Warrior because of him.
What, mid-tour?
Because he said I was bullying him. Fucking right. Yeah, in Iraq, yeah.
Fucking
unbelievable.
I'm guessing he was one of the new boys, was he?
Yeah, brand new.
Where were you there?
Normally get worse than that.
Were you at Basra Palace?
Part of our regiment where we went up north, do you know, where the military police got killed? 6 military police.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we took over the prison where the paras were looking after.
Right. For the civvies and the fucking 12-year-olds cadets that are like watching this that don't understand what the Iraq War was about, and to be fair, me as well, because it's such a fucking it just gets brushed over. Oh, you went on Telic, you're a fucking red house, go fucking empty bins. They don't tell you what it actually was. So could you educate the audience and myself as to like what Iraq actually was about, or do you not even know yourselves?
Oil,
that's it. Right, there you go. Cheers for watching, lads.
To be honest, it's just a load of bullshit, really.
The technical answer, like the government answer, or the real answer, like
depends which way you want to look at it.
Well, what's the government answer and what's the scoff house, Jen?
Well, Saddam Hussein, obviously, they said that he had weapons of mass destruction and that he was a nutter, and that we went in to basically throw him out of power and get rid of his weapons of mass destruction, which none were found, and basically we just topped his regime and then put our own planted regime in.
But the thing is, like, weapons of mass destruction, it's like subjective, because if you like go to Kenya, they've still got sticks and stones, do you know what I mean? So a weapon of mass destruction, it's like a grenade is like fucking otherworldly to him. So what is like a weapon of it could very well like be that the weapon of mass destruction was the RPGs and they just blew it out of proportion.
It was mainly nuclear weapons and chemical weapons they was after.
The thing is,
chemical weapons, because he's used chemical weapons in the past when he basically, on his own people, the Kurds, he basically gassed his own people. He used chemicals on his own people. He just, that's Saddam for you. So he did have it in the past.
We never seen anything like that. We never seen anything like that when we were there.
This happened back in like the 80s, this did. But I'm
just saying.
Ricky, let him talk.
No, just saying when we were there was fuck all there, mate, honestly. Just men running around with fucking sticks like that. Clueless, honestly.
Did you find anything there, like, whatsoever?
RPGs and stuff like that, AKs. And then we did have a guy who hid a tank in his garden. We got told, honestly, we got told about this house had loads of fucking, he's tooled up and all that. We did a section attack on his house. He come out like that. Bounding towards his house. He come out on the thing like that. But I get down, fucking went in his garden. He had a fucking anti-aircraft gun in his garden and all that. Didn't have a clue how to use it. I think he was just using it, keeping it.
A lot of that was like the wanting to recycle the metal, because I used to see people like with donkeys towing tank turrets. He's like a donkey towing a tank turret. It's like, what the frick?
It's all money in it.
Oh yeah, massively.
Yeah.
Like, did you? Was it a kinetic tour for you, Tommo?
A what?
Kinetic tour, aka plenty, like lots of gunfire, lots of firefights and shit.
On and off. It depended where we went.
That was a proper Kingo fucking reaction. That.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of it was, part of it wasn't. Sometimes it was shit, but then sometimes it was good.
Depending on the area you was going to.
Yeah, so what tended to happen when we were there, we'd escort people like the engineers, and they built shit for them. The Sunnies and Shees would fucking blow it up, blame each other, and then we get blamed for not helping them. That happened all the time. All the time. And then what he used to do, just get rocket fire going past us, like, what the fuck's going on here? And that was them killing each other.
Because they were, I've heard stories of that shit going on.
So being an ex-Kingo, did you try to steal anything? Like, because obviously, did you hear that story? I'm surprised it wasn't a Kingo, of a British squaddy that tried to steal a gold bar from Saddam's palace, and he was in the Basra airport, and literally they came up and said they could tell he was struggling with his bag, and the RAF police come up and said, "Empty your bag," and then looked in his bag, and he had a freaking big gold bar in his bag. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was a Kingo.
I don't know about that. The only things I've seen getting robbed was I think the green jackets come out after us, or Green Howards or whatever it was, and they left all the company T-shirts on the washing line.
Yeah.
And we all, honestly, we got given, I think it was 2 T-shirts, and by the end of the tours, mate, we had holes in them, fucking everything. So these lads are like, oh, brand new tops there, bang, walking around with Green Howards tops on and stuff. I didn't personally rob anything like that.
No, I've got a slight fucking shit Kingo dit, to be fair. Lads were coming back from Kenya, Belize, from doing live fire. And obviously, you know when you do your fucking, your declaration, I have no live rounds, empty cases, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This guy got to the fucking airport, he had a fucking belt of 2,000 in his day sack still.
That must have weighed some shit, that.
How do you not fucking think 2,000?
Yeah.
I'd got filled in.
Because what are they, belts of 200?
In fact, it was, we were speaking about it before, I don't know if I want to mention his name. I'll bleep it out. So it was his company.
Oh, I bet he fucking destroyed them.
Oh.
Whoever that was, I bet he got destroyed.
It was fucked. But yeah, I'll blur that. Remember me.
Yeah.
I can't be saying shit.
Like, Danny, just write that note down so you know the timestamp to go back to.
It'll be looking for you.
Yeah, it'll find me as well.
There were stories that come out of Iraq that, like, you know, I don't know if it was British or the Americans that was robbing all the gold-plated AK-47s and shit, wasn't there? You remember that?
I think that was the Yanks. I've seen pictures of the Yanks with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. when we got to Basra Palace, everything had gone. The toilets and everything.
Did you not see the picture of the Yanks in a skip, and it's full of gold bars, and there's a guy holding a gold AK-47. In fact, one of them, the pictures is one of the senators from the United States who got loads of shit for it, because I'm basically saying you're a senator and you're there flexing with Saddam's gold. Yeah, he got loads of shit for that. Well,
mate, if that was now, Trump would be all over that flex. He'd take it, he'd put it in a museum. He'd make sure it went there. Just to be a fucking knobhead about it.
Fucking easy would. Because when I was out in Iraq, in 2006. We spent the first 6 weeks up in Baghdad, in the green zone, which has a slightly different meaning than the Afghan green zone. Because, like, do I have to fucking simplify that? I suppose I do. Yeah. So the green zone in Afghan was basically the green shrubbery zone around the Helmand River, because other than that, it was just fucking desert. So that's where the green zone in Afghan was. In the green zone in Baghdad was basically like the safe zone of the center. So you could cut around within the green zone of Baghdad, with you had to have your weapons with you, but you didn't have them loaded and made ready. Because you're in the safe area, it's all like checkpointed in. Anyway, within that green zone was the parade square, which is where we used to do all our vehicle training, and like contact drills and shit like that. Because it's basically just like a fuck off long version of horse guards, if that makes sense. Have I explained that right?
I think so. Yeah. So did tankies go to Iraq or not?
Yeah, the tankies did. Yeah, they was on the first fucking rolling.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, they were there when we were there. all the challenges and all that.
Because I've not heard of them do anything like. I don't hear like you hear like a couple of stories, or they went to Canada or whatever. But even then, that's like more Lancers, isn't it?
Well, here's an example. When I was there in EP4, it started like getting a bit hairy, and they put a Challenger 2 on the main gate of Basra Airport. So as you were coming to Basra Airport, every vehicle, you had a Challenger 2 turret follow your vehicle as you come in case you were a suicide bomber, so they could just smash it to smithereens.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a weird experience having a Challenger 2 facing a loaded weapon like at you as you're driving into the base, like.
Yeah. I've got a few fucking. So going back to the parade square, so it's the ones with the cross swords that are made out of them swords over the parade square, made out of some
them big
Iranian steel or something like that. Something to do with the Makaran War. I can't really remember, but while we was there doing some fucking training, we was just having a bit of a fucking break, getting some water down our fucking neck, and we were stood up against this one of the walls of the stadium, and we were stood there getting pictures, wall pictures like you fucking do, and while we were stood there, we heard this fucking ding, and we were like, didn't think anything of it. We was like, what the fuck is this? What was that? Anyone know what that was? We were like, no, not a fucking clue. Anyway, cracked on with the training. We'd got back fucking couple of hours later to the camp, and they says, did you react to the contact? What contact? What the fuck are you on about? I says, there was a sniper taking pot shots at you. Who was that? Was there? Oh, I don't know. That would be what that fucking, that fucking sound weird. Because we didn't fucking. It was well, 1 mile away because it was fucking obviously close enough for us to hear it. But yeah, it hit the wall above us. I don't know, a good like 20, 30 meters above us. So it wasn't going to hit anybody. But it was just a fucking straight over our head.
I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but this is a genuine question of mine. So do you know when you do attack lanes, and you usually the fucking screw or the sergeant will tell you roughly where the enemy is, so you know if it's a contact right or left or fucking front or rear when you're setting off to do the attack lane. So as soon as you hear the in the distance, you just think, right, contact right, all the lads turn, play the game. But obviously in real life, that's not really something that you want to train into someone to expect to know where the enemy is. So how do you tell from where the rounds are coming from, where you're getting shot from, sort of thing? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, as in which way the contact's coming from.
Yeah. I want to hear an answer from all three of you because I feel like there's different fucking theories.
You just know, like from my experience in Afghan, like it was a very kinetic tour, and we just knew where they was going to be because of where we was.
Yeah.
Does that make so? Like as we was walking, I mean, obviously the closest fucking contact we had was the one that fucking shot me. That he was less than 2 fucking meters away. Do you know what I mean? So like calling that, well, I couldn't call that. I had bigger problems. But when you're a lot of our contacts and stuff in Afghan was like at a distance.
Mm.
So it didn't really have to call contact front, contact left, contact right. Do you know what I mean?
We had the same in Iraq with that. They'd shoot from distance or somewhere they know they can get away from. Load of bullshit, really. But
how about you, Ricky?
Yeah, I would say the same because again, they don't want to take on. Like at the end of the day, if it's just a couple of rebels, if you want to call them, insurgents, whatever you want to call them. I'm trying to put it in perspective, but like you've got a couple of them, whoever they are, because not all of them were always, in Iraq, for instance, some of them were just people who hated the fact the British were there. They weren't all like insurgents as such. It might just be a random person who doesn't like the fact British are in their country, and they could go off their rooftop, fire a couple of rounds off, get their head down, and then run away, and that's it.
So we had a contact because after we was in Baghdad, we went down to Sharba Logistics Base, and we did a clearance patrol out of the camp where we'd got intel saying that there was, I don't know, some sort of fucking trade-off going off just outside the camp on this particular road. Oh, no, I'm fucking talking utter shit. There was suspected IEDs being fucking laid on this particular road in and out of Sherwood Logistics Base. So we had to go out in the middle of the fucking night and just watch over this bit of road for a bit. And while we was laid there in like sort of a snap ambush sort of style, there's just a fucking random couple of fucking shots went off, and we were like, what the fuck is that? And we was all like, fucking right, okay, someone's getting fucking done in here. It turns out it was just some farmer fucking shooting rounds off to scare us because he saw someone moving on his fucking land, and he was just firing a few rounds off to scare us off.
And that used to happen a lot in Iraq, for example, didn't it? Where like you get at a wedding, like we would just all get pissed.
Oh, yeah.
They get AK-47s and tracer rounds and start. So you're just driving along, and if there's a wedding going on in the distance, suddenly you see a shitload of tracers going. You're like, "What the fuck's going on?" So and then you find out there's a wedding going on just half a mile down the road.
So what do you actually think the solution to? Oh, go on.
Well, we had that, and our OC, because he was leaving the tour, chase it. Have you seen Tracer? Go, get to it now and all that. Like, why are we doing that? Well, he basically wanted to get a bit of glory before he left, so anything firing, bang, we're going out on patrol. Like, what are you talking about? We don't want to go on patrol, you fucking stupid. Honestly. Can I quickly tell you this one thing? What he did.
Go on.
Before he left, he did the first foot patrol through the 5 mile marker. Did any of you go there? Right, it's a market 5 mile long, basically like Manchester High Street at the minute. Full on, like market stalls. Yeah. No one had ever fucking walk down there, mate. You're fucking mad. Hundreds and hundreds of people. Just because he was leaving, he wanted us to do that. So we went out at night time. Point man, not interested, by the way. Don't want to be doing that because he's going home. Fucking coming all round these ginnels there, bang, turn the corner, there's a fucking donkey in my face, like, fucking like, what? Dog running at me. Have you seen dogs over there?
Yeah.
Fucking teeth like that, running at me. Fucking them. And then I've got laser pointers on me. I'm like, I'm going to beat that fucking OT up. Prick.
Do you know what?
Oh, shit. Talking of fucking laser pointers, when we was up in Baghdad, our little fucking camp right in the middle of the green zone was literally on the bank of the river Tigris. And one of the stag positions was looking out over the river, and then I don't know, a couple of mile away, probably that's a bit over exaggeration, but there was a hotel that had been taken over by the Americans, and they was using it as like an OP/sniper nest. And every now and then, in the middle of the fucking night, you'd be stood in your fucking sanger, looking over water, doing fucking nothing, and then every now and then you just get lit up and you just see this red glow, and we're like, the fuck? And there's a fucking red fucking laser on your fucking thing, and we're like, what the fuck? Where's that coming from? What the fuck? The first time it happened to like everyone who went in there, they just, like I did as well, I fucking shit myself, mate. I fucking hit the deck. And then I was like looking at the back of the sanger where the laser had gone, and you could see it wobbling. So there was obviously fucking laughing, but it turns out it's the Americans fucking about, fucking just seeing if we're fucking awake or whatever.
Just for you, Danny, as well. So just for you, Danny, as well, over there, the dogs, like we said, the dogs are wild. So you're just going along, and even you're in a vehicle, you can go through in a vehicle. And then they start chasing your vehicle, trying to bite the tyres as you move it. They're like they rotten, like rabies middle dogs trying to like attack your Land Rover.
Have you seen Resident Evil? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dogs, like Dobermans with fucking teeth growing out the side of their head and stuff. Horrible.
Need that fucking dental care.
And the thing you've got over there as well, Danny, is everyone has AK-47s because like it's standard. You're allowed one to protect your home and that. So people sometimes have been wherever they've been, they'll just be like walking down the street with an AK-47 slung over the shoulder, and you're like, so straight away you see someone walking down with an AK-47, you're instantly like fucking, expecting something, but that they just wave at you and the sound, they've got no problem. It's a weird experience. Iraq.
So on one of the gates when I was in Afghan in the airport, it's like it's going from one camp to the next, but it's safe within the two because it's literally just a barrier to sort of like separate the Afghan army from the rest of us. It's safe to go through, but when you go through there was like a pack of dogs and there were a couple of lads wanted to adopt some of them, but they were like the soundest dogs ever. They followed you while you're on patrol. Make sure you got to the other end of their camp, and then they walked themselves back. So the dogs jumped on patrol with you, with a classmate. That's the only experience. So I've never had like a rabies fucking interaction with any of them. They seem sound there, but I'm assuming outside of the airport, they would be a bit more vicious.
Yeah.
That's
We
my
used to
only
have
thing.
people on. Go on.
No, that's it.
Go on.
We had people on shotgun patrols. Did you have them shit pits? Massive pit. You just chucked all your shit in and burnt it. You
Yeah,
got one of them? Any of you? Right. So we had these massive shit pits. You used to have people going around shooting the dogs because they just come in and climb in the fire and stuff, trying to eat the food. Fucking proper wild fucking animals. Then.
Yeah, that was something that was weird to me. So you got issued like camelbacks and like fucking like all this Gucci kit, and then at the end of the tour, they made you fucking burn them.
I wouldn't say Gucci kit.
Well, you got issued a brand, and instead of being able to keep the day sacks, like I've heard, like at the end of the tour, lads were getting told to chuck the fucking kit in the burn pit.
We didn't get anything like that.
No.
Do you know when we turned up, we never had plates. We had to borrow our ammo. We had to swap ammo with another regiment because there was no ammo over there. Honestly, all the ammo was out of date. Fucking nightmare, mate.
I've heard rumours from the beginning of the like when they crossed the border, like i.e. the invasion, that there was lads getting there, right, and there was that thing. There was lads with like 10 rounds. You had a magazine with 10 rounds in it because they weren't prepared for this conflict. And so there was lads there with 10 rounds in a magazine. That's it.
See, that's something that winds me up as well, because it's like when it comes to like range days, like obviously when you're in the UK,
yeah, you can waste it.
like you fire like fucking 30 rounds max, and then that's you sat there for the rest of the day. Why aren't range days booked for sections at a time as opposed to platoons, and just have the section fire from fucking 08 to 1700? I don't understand why they don't do that, because lads can't fucking hit nothing. Lads can never hit a fucking thing. Unless it's a sharpshooter, it does the work for you. And it's a jimpy, where it's an area weapon. Lads cannot fire that rifle straight. And neither can screws, to be fair. Because as soon as they fucking promote, they don't fucking fire the thing. So, like, lads aren't fucking prepared. And, like going back to the contact drills, you're drilling in fucking shite. It's everything that I've seen of the Afghan war, all the fucking videos and stuff like that, none of it was section attacks. Like, when you got contacted, fair enough, there was a couple of drills, obviously, fucking check pouches before you move, make sure your kit's sound, blah, 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 that's fine. But, like, the way I got taught to war was, like, wrong from what you lot have actually done. Do you know what I mean? So I don't understand why they keep beating in this sort of, like, regime.
I think yeah, like, so you would have been taught conventional warfare, where you know, open area, pepper potting, all that jazzy stuff. So that they like base skills. And in Afghan, like, yes, we did do similar, but we didn't do conventional, because you're not doing conventional warfare. You're fighting from one compound to another compound, or a riverbed, wadi, riverbed, dried up riverbed. Yeah, a wadi is what they call fucking dried up riverbeds for those that don't know.
I didn't even know that.
So you're fighting from one thing to another, not necessarily just across open ground. There was a few occasions where we was patrolling out to where we was, you know, picking a fight with the Taliban, where we got sort of caught in a bit of an ambush, where we had to fucking do your ambush drills, where you fucking turn, everyone fucking shoots, and then you're turning back round and, you know, running behind the troops to whatever, track it out. Is that what they call it?
I'm trying to think of what it's called. Peeling out.
Yeah, peeling out. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. So there was a couple of times where we did that, but yeah, conventional warfare. It's effectively is trained because it's the old style of it's what came out of Second World War and the Cold War.
Yeah.
And is you just adapt them basic skills for whatever environment you're going into.
So basically everything you were taught in, like, from when I did my training in 2001, everything we were taught that when you went to deploy to Iraq was completely opposite then, because suddenly you had this threat of IEDs. You don't get taught about IED threats not when I went through, because there wasn't. Well, there was Northern Ireland, but it wasn't. So that you've gone from your reaction to enemy fire. you don't just run straight into the fucking nearest cover because there'll be an IED in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything you're taught, and your safe lanes, you weren't taught safe lanes and all that kind of stuff in my basic because it wasn't a thing. And obviously, it all changed for the relevant to the conflicts that we got stuck in.
Yeah, that's where your pre-deployment training comes in, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's hard to
basic training is basic training. It's an absolute base rate of soldiering.
But teaching you something and then suddenly changing it.
Yeah.
When we went to Iraq, we never did any of that. It's basically just knocking doors down, searching and stuff all the time.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Like
we were looking for Saddam's men and all that crap.
Mm.
So we were getting there's one of Saddam's members in this house. We're going to attack it at night. And basically we just pulled up, mate, and we were just hoofing doors in a lot of the time.
Oh, snatching and grabbing. Oh, mate, I love a snatch and grab, mate.
Oh, do you know?
We used to have an admin clerk who was a kickboxer woman, mate, looked like RoboCop, dragging women out. You have to have a woman, on a woman, because you're not allowed to touch him and all that. She just 6 foot odd, grabbing people. Well funny.
Oh man, that just reminded. So I can't go into too much detail because I'm still sort of tied by fucking Official Secrets Act. But when we was in Shiber, we was real operational battle group, and we was basically there stagging on the POW camp, which is a prisoner of war camp for those that don't know what POW stands for. And while we was in there was a prisoner come in that was a female. Wow. All shit went to everything went to shit because there was the only female we had was our company clerk. So whenever this female was to be moved, dealt with, fed, anything, none of us fucking normal G-men or lance corporals or whatever that was stagging on it could go anywhere near her. So you had to get the company clerk in to fucking deal with her.
Right, so
it was
what's your opinion on this? And this is going to be a bit out there. Instead of having traditional infantry for the British specifically, why don't we just get rid of, because they're all fucking amalgamating into each other anyway. I reckon the Lancs and the Yorks are going to amalgamate one day and stuff like that. So eventually all the cap badges are just going to become the infantry cap badge, right?
Yeah, so it should be different battalions.
So instead of that, why don't they just go into more specialised roles? Give the paras more battalions. Give the Royal Marines more battalions. Give the new spec-in fucking Rangers more battalions. Yeah. And essentially just create that the British forces are more specialised when they go to war, and the Yanks can be the numbers. So the Yanks can go and do the traditional fucking army stuff of being regular infanteers. And then it's just a case of, right, we need a Ranger fucking British regiment over there, because that is very complicated and too much for a regular infantry unit from the Yanks to deal with, and just essentially build up an SF Britain, if that makes sense.
It's more like the Spartans, like the 300 Spartans, because that's the way we're going. We're a tiny little force, but it's better to be a force to be reckoned with that's small than have a massive that's kind of just, it makes sense, to be honest with you.
Like that.
I agree with you.
What do you reckon, Fast Sense? Yeah. I've heard you quite opinionated.
Yeah. No, I prefer that. Don't get me wrong. I didn't agree with them being amalgamated, to be honest.
This is what I mean.
Well, it's to be honest, but no, because the way you say it is our regiment was well unique because it was Scousers and Manx. You never, and the bond they had was mad. Do you know what I mean? And then you've mixed them now with Yorkshire people, and just a bit weird. I agree with what you said. Then make it more specialised, or they're going to do anything.
I wonder what the cap badge would turn into for the Lancs and Yorks, because you've got the red rose and the white rose. Just fucking one's got to go.
Everyone would be fine. I wonder if you keep the Kingsman name.
Oh.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna fudge that. I'm gonna Photoshop something together just for this fucking podcast and see if I can fuck about with somewhere else.
Yeah, no, saying that, if you look at the Catterick Garrison logo, that's made up of the Yorkshire and Tudor Rose.
Oh, it is.
It's made of the white and red rose. It was made to unite the fact that the Tudor and the whatever it's called, but if you look into it, that Yorkshire, the Catterick Garrison, look up the Welcome to Catterick Garrison sign. That's it.
Well, You
Oh
boys
shit!
won't.
Yeah.
You boys won't get
Yeah.
this, but for one of the last
Oh, okay.
episodes, the Lancashire pudding. People will know what I'm
Yeah,
going on
it's
about.
literally it's our two. It's our two, and it's because they got married. They did it to unite the two roses together. To say, yeah,
But isn't it 2 red
Like-
roses and 1 white?
fucking hell.
Someone
Right,
Google
wait,
this,
wait,
Ricky.
I don't know.
One
Yeah.
sec. I
Right.
don't know. One sec. Get with the
Right.
papers, guys.
So what I was
On the
saying,
iPad, yeah.
like on the flag here.
Yeah.
So
One sec.
on the Manx cap badge, you've lost the white horse of Hanover, which is the King's.
Yeah.
See the big horse in the middle? That's not on the Lancs badge, is it?
It's not even on the 2s. Like, who was the gliders? Was it
I mean-
Kings or Queens?
No.
None. Gliders.
Hang on a minute.
One sec.
Because it
Got some brain
amalgamated-
cells
Oh, no,
moving now.
It amalgamated made
No.
it for free, weren't it?
So this is the
QLR.
first I found, but you can see.
Yeah.
So that's
Right,
the white. Yeah, the
yeah, the white inner, the white inner and the red.
Ricky just saved me some
outer.
editing. I love it.
The QLR, the Kings, and was it the Kings, KORBR,
Yeah.
King's Own Royal Borders?
Yeah.
Are they the ones that used to have the
They're the
cap
ones-
badge? Yeah?
They had the gliders.
Are they the ones that
What
never
was
had
the
a cap
regiment
badge?
that had- One of the regiments had a cloth cap badge, even soldiers, and I bloody banged out a salute to one. Fucking like a dick. It was a fucking private. I banged out. I was only young. Fucking banged out a salute, and he goes, "I'm a private." I was like, "You fuck."
Ricky in fucking admin Mong State Alpha.
Oh, fuck knows.
It wasn't the first time, and last time in my career, I also once accidentally saluted an RSM as well because I seen a cloth cap badge. I didn't see his rank.
Oh,
Why
Well,
does
do
that
you know
not
what?
surprise me with you, Ricky?
it's funny
I was
you've
only
said
young.
that. We've got a dick come in about that as well. We've actually had one come in, and you're gonna hear it soon. I think we'll do
Yeah.
dits at the end when we've it's like to finish off. That'll be our thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Now on that note, one man army. What's your most embarrassing thing you ever did whilst as a young soldier?
Oh, go on. You must have been a willow.
you know. Oh yeah, I got one straight off. Glencourse. Right, I was 20 when I joined you, so I joined with a load of kids, and I was already a pisshead before I got to training. Yeah, so I love drink. Have you been to Glencourse?
I don't think I have.
No, I'm not been to Glen.
Right, you might not remember, but each section had a fire exit to each door. So I was like, I'm not staying here for 6 weeks and not having a drink. So I thought, fuck that. Me and this other lad who's a bit of a Jack the Lad, younger lad, thought going down the fire exit. Went in the naffy straight off there. All our corporals sat there just staring at me going, I'm good, I'll buy you a pint. Buy you a pint. I got fucking levered, mate. I don't even remember getting back. This lad said, What was you doing at me locker last night? Talking about. We had a fucking inspection in the morning. And he went, what's that? Opened it up. Oh, he had pissed in his drawer, mate. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. He said, I could hear you doing something. You pissed in my drawer. I said, oh, fucking hell. I have to clean it up. Corporal coming in and everything like, oh, it was me. Fucking hell. Pissed in there. Fucking hell. Because we had the proper bed boxes and all that. Did you have them rolling bed boxes?
Yeah, we had
With
that. Yeah.
scratchy
Yeah.
fucking quilting and all that.
Do you know what? So you were all
That was
DPM,
one of
weren't
the
you?
bad ones.
Yeah, we was all DPM. Yeah.
That's fucking hell.
Okay.
What do you think looks better? I think British soldiers look better in DPM.
I think they do as well.
I think
I much
MTP.
prefer the DPM, either desert or green, than the multicam.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
it's just something.
I don't think it worked very well, but I think it looked better.
It's very
No,
dark.
in-
That's what I
in
mean.
their
Maybe
own
it's got
license,
some.
In British
still get
woodland,
them on them.
yeah, you can't beat it, can you? Let's be honest. It's
No.
the best camouflage in woodland.
So that's a question.
You still have to sew your own stuff on still.
No,
Put it
that comes standard.
Oh, it's Velcro, isn't it?
Yeah, he got Velcro patches on him now.
All right, I've got a
Like-
question for someone that knows doctrine inside out. Fucking, can you still wear DPM, like by choice, if you was to like go to Estonia and be in a woodblock, or do you still have to stick to MTP? I just want to know because obviously some people have like
as a
DPM.
service soldier.
Yeah.
No, it's the uniform, mate. It'd be MTP.
Unless you're special forces, mate, you ain't cutting about your own fucking rig.
Well, this what about snipers specifically? Maybe that's like they don't have to fucking. Because it's stupid, mate. Because you can have DPM webbing, but as soon as it comes to a shirt, it's like fuck off. That's what I mean by the army's very fucking childish. Like, now you have to wear that. It's like I don't have to cam up my face, mate, just because of this alone.
Yeah, I think the problem is if one does it, they're gonna everyone's gonna want to do it then. So even if, I think if you're a sniper, you might get away with it if you can argue your case that the area that you're going to be working in blend in better with DPM. But if they let one person do it, they'll just say, "Oh no, I want to do it." So
like when we was out in up in Kajaki in Afghan, it was very much company rules, and bear in mind I was attached to Royal Anglians. It was do what the fuck you want, lads, just don't look shit. Do you know what I mean? So by the time I'd got fucking slotted, there was lads cutting around with literally just their tore t-shirts underneath the body armor and shit.
Shut the fuck up. By the time I got slotted.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. You keep coming out with this. So by the time I got slotted, everyone was wearing DPM for crack. It's such an alley thing. I can't. No one can pull that off but you.
Well, yeah, but Anyway, I heard later on after the lads got back that there was shortly after I was fucking done in, there was they had a bit of a fucking debrief and I was like, no, you've got to wear your fucking long sleeves, maybe get away with hero sleeves like I had, but you've got to have your fucking shirt on, you've got to have your fucking track, because there was lads fucking trying to go out on patrol with fucking your desert shorts.
Yeah,
there was lads trying to go out and fucking patrol with fucking desert shorts on. They were like, no, that's too far.
Yeah, but do you remember earlier on as well, in the early days of Afghan and things like that, people used to have like Taliban hunting club badges and all, but then towards the end, they started banning all that because they were like, no, you're not allowed. But I'm thinking, it's the Taliban. Why should we have respect for them? And like, I'm not going to have a Taliban hunting club badge on. But like, even so, they're that strict. They started saying you couldn't wear certain badges that could be offensive. That's how bullshit. And you're at war.
Yeah, it got very PC, didn't it?
Yeah.
I've got a funny one.
Go on.
Did you get them frozen bottles of water when you were in Iraq?
Yeah.
From the big ISO fridge things. Fucking hell. This lad who's a pain in the ass. You get everyone asking for water, don't you? Water, mister, water, mister, water, mister. He went, I want water, and we were going past him in the Warrior. He threw it, ice, mate, banged off his head, fuck me, put him clean on his ass, and I've been clean. Need water, mate. Fucking hell, probably dead.
Well, do you know what? You brought a memory there, right? We were driving just through Unkazar. We were coming into Kuwait, and as we were coming in, we thought it would be nice because it was a bit of a tailback of convoys. So I had a box of water, and I thought it'll be nice, and I'll give this kid a box of. Well, I was going to give him a bottle each and share it. Because one kid just grabbed the whole box of water, and all the other kids tried to grab one. He went out, plonk, and just knocked the kid straight out with the box of water. And I was like, and then he ran off with it under his arm, and I was like, well, I was going to give you one each, but never mind. Looks like he's taking the lot.
Right, let me fucking know if any of yous fed the fucking kids Hexy. It's sweet.
Yeah, I did it in Kenya.
I never did it, but I've seen it happen.
How does that come across? Was that like spread, or did the entire British Army just decide to fucking do it at the same time?
I'll tell you what, it's not in Bosnia.
Oh, one at a time.
Yeah,
they used to get issued Kendall mint cake. So what they do is give the kids Kendall mint cake, so they got a taste for it. The next week they're coming past, and then they'll throw them Hexy because they think it's Kendall mint cake, so they know what it is, and they're like, oh yes, and then bite in expecting sweetness, and it's tastes like freaking kerosene or whatever.
But I had another one as well. I trained as a combat medic. Fucking clueless. Hated it. Right, basically just put a bandage on someone. If they're dying, you just fucking put a bandage on them, mate. That's the end of it. So we had a little fucking medic pouch with a cross on me and shit. But they always used to come up to me, the Iraqis, and go, Doctor? Nope. Doctor. So he come up to me, this guy, right? His fucking finger, mate, been down here somewhere. And what they've done, him and his mate, or whoever the fuck did it, got fishing wire and sewn it. He had all the tissue hanging out of it, the bone. And he's going, doctor. And I went, yeah, I'm a doctor. Follow me. Got me mate to shepherd him into the back of the Warrior. And you got them surgical scissors.
Yeah.
Like the fucking gate things.
Yeah.
I pulled that out,
Yeah.
and I had a surgical pencil. And they're marking his finger going, yeah. Yeah, we'll snip it now. And he's going, no. He's like, yeah, we'll snip it. And he's like, no. Fucking running out. Oh, his finger dead. He's fucking dead. He's stuck in one place with all this fucking fishing wire hanging out of it. The fucking clueless, them. Clueless.
Think you're fucking miracle workers.
So I've got a question for you. Sorry.
What was that, Ricky?
No, I was going to say, what was the most outrageous thing you've ever done in either Iraq or anywhere, and got away with it? Like, what's the most outrageous thing you did and got away with, without obviously getting yourself, incriminating yourself?
Here we go.
Just thinking.
Oh, his fucking brain cells are going hard.
And got away with it.
Yeah, we've all done stuff that we've got away with and thought, fucking, how will I get away with that? Even if, whatever it might be.
To be fair, I don't think
Mine's not.
Oh, go on.
Go on.
Well, I was going to say, while you're thinking, Tommo, I had a fucking outrageous fucking moment in Afghan what I got away with. So it was the first actual assault on some compounds that we was doing, and we was already in contact. We'd been contacted, and as we was fucking making a bounce forward, there's a little fucking stream that we had to go over, and our assault in position, or where we were starting, was on the corner of the compound. And as we was fucking sort of sat at the corner of the compound, my section commander was like, get grenade, Harry. We're going in fucking hard. And I was like, fucking yes, come on. Adrenaline's pumping. You're fucking about to do what you've trained to do as an infantier. I was ready, mate. Got me fucking grenade out. I had me rifle in my, I don't know if this is flip, but rifle in my right hand. We fucking grenade in the left, pulled the fucking, proper alley, pulled the pin with the fucking, with my teeth, matte black safety clip off. It was primed, ready to fucking go. And I was literally on this fucking corner of the wall, like that, live fucking grenade in my hand, a fucking magazine of shit, magazine ready to go on my fucking rifle. And got the tap, and I was like, all right, sweet. Bounced around the corner, started shooting, on my approach. And as I got close enough, bounced the fucking grenade over. It's probably about 4 or 5 foot wall. Bounced the fucking grenade over that. By the time I'd fucking got that the grenade out and fucking let a few rounds off to keep their fucking head down, I'd got to the wall. Grenade went off. Boom, over the wall. Crack, 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 crack. And then I just got shouted at. Right, bounce, start clearing. So I was fucking in over the wall. Went to the first fucking doorway, booted door open, click. I ran out of fucking rounds, and I just fucking, I melted. But it felt like fucking eternity. But it must have been like fucking a second. And my section commander that was with us, Tommo, he was literally on my shoulder, so he fucking pushed me out of the way, blah, 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 and fucking stuck a load of rounds into this room. But yeah, that was the first time I learned, don't go fucking trigger happy. And if you do, change the fucking magazine.
I think the British Army was the first time I learnt the term dead man's click.
Yeah, dead man's click, yeah.
It is the most horrible phrase.
Yeah.
Going on that, luckily it was just a training, like a pre-deployment exercise, and we were doing pre-deployment anyways. We were in like a troop, and then suddenly there was IDF went off, so the speakers and that, and smoke starts coming in. Really good training base. And then suddenly that stops, and it's like we think, it's all clear. The next minute, the call of prayer comes on, and targets start popping up. But obviously, these are just people going to prayer. And we obviously, because we've just been IDF, adrenaline's going, so we're all like, everyone's good. We're all batting rounds off left, right, and centre. Every target that pops up. And then anyways, after it all went silent, we're like, happy days. And then suddenly the instructor come in and was like, right, debrief. Goes, congratulations, you got the highest score anyone's ever got. And we're like, yes. When for killing civilians, like you killed 272 civilians or something. When you literally didn't even identify the target. You just because you've been IDF'd, you just thought, oh, somebody popped up, must be the enemy. I just started taking them all out.
Go on, what's yours, Fast Stands?
I've got one, but it's slightly different. It's about me losing my shit in the block.
Do it.
As in, like, losing it.
All dits are welcome, mate.
So, do you know when you come back from tour, have you ever come back to anyone in your room? New lads.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? You can imagine I've just come back and these new lads have moved in my room. So, we're pissed. We had, like, they kept us in camp for a month for our own good. But we could drink in camp. I got shit-faced. Found this lad in my room, hoofed the door in. Right, I don't remember this, by the way. Punched the window through. Started doing that in the window. Don't remember this. My mate said I'm stood there with blood, drinking it, shouting I'm a vampire. I can even tell you the lad's name. Right? I ended up in hospital. They had to drive me to hospital because I just missed an artery. There was an Asian guy. We'd just come back from Iraq, so our fucking mind had gone. There was an Asian guy on a chair. I just missed him by kicking him in the head. Got my leg stuck, got tied up on a bed, and got away with it because of mental health or deployment.
Fucking
Bit
Christ.
different than yours, right, man? Losing me fucking mind.
Do you know what? You've just reminded me with that hospital dit. So we had a lad. There's like 5 dits for him, but I'm just going to spin this one because I think I've said a few before. He went out on the piss in Blackpool, right? And I'm on the front gate on the morning, and he's pulled up in a taxi. Like, mate, fucking, do you know what I mean? You're late for PT. What's going on? And he's walking in, shows me his wrist. He's got a fucking hospital tag. What had happened? He drank that much. He like fucking passed out in town, and all the lads seen him. And the last thing that they've seen of him was him going onto a fucking stretcher and getting zipped up. He got zipped up. He died. And then they managed to fucking revive him in the hospital. They came in, I was like, what the fuck? He goes like this, he goes, yeah, I died. I'm like, well, fucking fair enough excuse for missing PT. And he fucking went back in, got in his kit.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly, mate, can't believe it. But he's, right, I'm going to spin the dit again, even though I might have spun it already. So he was in Kenya.
Well, while you're spinning now, I'm going to go for a piss because I've got my admin up my ass.
Go for it. Right, so while we was in Kenya, it was our day off, and it was I don't know if you've been to the Sportsman or the Sports Bar in Kenya from Batak. No, right. So anyway, it's like a little resort thing. It's not a resort, it's a shithole, but there's a swimming pool, and obviously with it being Kenya, Kenyans are allowed in. It's not like exclusively a military thing. So he sat there, and he's bought himself one of these fake like Bose speakers. Obviously, he's trying to fucking get it to work, hitting it. Like, what song you trying to play here? It's like, one sec, mate, I'm trying to switch it on. And his phone's already playing the song. And by the time it gets into like where it's supposed to be on the song, it turns on. And all you hear is Eminem say, y'all act like you've never seen a white person before in front of all these Kenyans. Like, mate, turn it off. Fucking mental, mate. Fucking lunatic. Oh, he's missed it.
Did any of you do Canada?
Nah.
I don't think infantry even do Canada anymore.
No, Min plays that.
I'd love to do it.
A load of my lads went out to Canada after I was fucking done in.
There's one for you. So we had a month in the field, proper horrible, mate. Gopping fucking snow, everything.
What?
We meant to get like.
Sorry, before you get into that, how come you was going over to Canada? Was it pre-deployment training or just?
Yeah, so 19 Metro were just getting on high readiness, and then we were deployed not long after. I think it was 6 months after, straight to Iraq, because we were like first in line.
Oh, right.
You've got to go and do that to be ready.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. So when we were in Canada,
it was like pre-deployment training.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you had to pass it as a battle group.
Oh, MRX. That's what it's called
yeah,
now, anyway.
Whatever that is.
MRX, mate.
Yeah, so what happened is, we had a month in the field. We got back and they said, right, lads, sorry about this, but your R&R's been cut short because the firemen have going on strike in the UK. So they said, right, you've got about 4 days. Like, you fucking what? All of us got washed and fucking shaved. Been in the field for a month, so I bet we stunk of cow shit and all kinds. So we went to a place called Medicine Hat and got a place called the Doll's House, the nicest women you've ever seen, strip joint. And you've got a load of psycho lads who've been in the field. So we had a lad there who's fucking not right. At the end of the show, they have all the dances, you can have private dances and all that. And what they do at the end, they come out with laminate A4 pictures of themselves with the fanny out and all that. And what they do the last little dance on the end, and they make a funnel out of the A4 picture. And you throw your money in. So obviously they're thinking dollars and shit. This lad lit a fucking cent or a penny or whatever they've got over there and threw it. The penny stuck to a flat, mate, and she's running around the stage like, this lad gets basically burnt a penny to a piss flap. And he got dragged out.
That kind of rolls in my next question. I was going to say, what's the craziest thing you've ever, what's the craziest or maddest thing you've ever witnessed a squaddy do?
Oh, do you know what?
I've seen someone pull a finger off, pretty much, or someone's finger get pulled off.
Okay.
You know the Warrior doors?
Yeah.
This is in Canada as well. You know the Warrior doors have got the lock on the front and the lock in the driver's seat. So, freezing cold, we're all sat round playing cards and all that shit. The driver's a Caribbean lad, so you know they're freezing all the time. So what he did, he had his engine running. He got in his driver's seat with like a fucking softie on and all this shit. This lad had the door on unlock, dropped something in the ridge of the door and put his hand in the door. So this Caribbean lad's freezing, shuts the door from the driver's seat, squashes the lad's finger, and he pulled his own finger off.
Oh.
He come running up to our Warrior like that. But normally he's like the one who takes the piss, no like pranks and all that.
Yeah.
He's going, I've pulled my finger off, and we're going, fuck off, you dickhead. He's screaming, and we're like, this fucking random that. Put a torch on him, mate, and he's got blood fucking squirting in the air there. Fucking hell.
Oh.
He ended up getting you have to get a helicopter in, take him away, and while we were looking for his finger in the door. We couldn't sew it on, but luckily it wasn't his trigger finger. So he got away, but
Fair enough.
Shit, the best. Okay, what's look, you've probably got loads all years, but what's your funniest memory? What's your funniest memory of your time, of what like one of the squaddies has done or what you've done?
I've crashed a hovercraft before. That was pretty funny. Yeah, quite. So at Harrogate, when I went to Harrogate, we had to do like Duke of Edinburgh Award. You had to do one core thing, and then 2 secondary, which was like splitting off for the time you was there. So you did them like 6 months. So I chose for my secondary, I did trampolining and hovercrafting. When I got onto hovercrafting, we basically built them. They're like single man racing hovercrafts. I don't really know how to describe them anything other than that.
I know what you're on.
Yeah. And when we'd built it, we was basically taking it onto the football field to fucking, make sure it works and play with it and fucking rag it about a bit. I fucking wrapped it around the fucking one of the big lights. Fucked it up. The staff who was running that, he was a civvy. He was just like, I don't fucking care. Just means we get to build another one.
Hang on, so you had trampoline in Harrogate?
Yeah, I did trampoline. I did trampolining for GCSE as well.
Funny that. Never even heard of that.
I've never heard of trampolining as like even anything outside of like the back garden or like gymnastics.
What? No, it's part of the fucking Olympics, mate.
Well, that's what I mean. Like outside of that in your garden, I've never heard of people doing it as a hobby.
No, I was really fucking good.
Fucking well,
right, we need to witness that.
I know, do a flip.
Right, Alex, we need to witness that.
I'm too fucking old now, mate.
Sure.
No, there's no excuses, mate. We're going to book you into that air trampoline place, and we want to see a triple backflip.
I'll be happy with one
manage
rotation.
a single. Yeah, I could probably do a single, fucking rotation, but
Has to be done.
yeah.
I'd say one of my best things was sit pop. Is it sit pop?
Shit, yeah.
Right, that by far was my best thing. I'd do that now with someone. Well, they wouldn't even. I'd pay them to go and do that.
Yeah.
Mate, there you go. If the army's listening, which we know they fucking do, because of the brigadiers kicking off about fucking getting pods on here, right? Get a fucking load of veterans to do civ pop. We will fucking square shit away.
We were against the Welsh Guards and we fucking trashed them, mate. We were every night taking rifles back to them, going, here's your rifle. You knew they got. Yeah, they were leaving people on fire exits. So what we were doing, creeping around houses, their line would go past and we just drag him, drag his helmet, grab his shield, and fucking amazing. Best thing I've ever done that.
When you did it, did you have like we did it at Northern Ireland? We had cars that were like basically MOT failures. Yeah, and we used to like you'd be like you could go around doing wheel spins and donuts and that.
Yeah,
in the car.
Vauxhall Sierras and all that shit.
Yeah. And we pissed in the water bottle, you know where your water washes out. We filled it with piss and then turned it outwards so we could go past and spray piss at everyone.
What they did with me is I was close to getting med discharged, so I had all my hand fucking bandaged up. So I worked in the store, so I used to get everyone's fags and beer. We just get wrecked all day. So my colour sergeant knew that I liked it. He said, right, they're going to have the riot soon. Do you want me to take you in? I said, yeah. So I didn't give a shit, mate. I was just doing flying kicks and everything like, fucking loved it. By far the best thing I've done that.
I did civ pop for the Gurkhas, mate.
You could do it for them.
Not fun. I mean, it was fun because we was launching fucking carrots at them, and they're only about fucking 2 foot high, aren't they? So when you fucking, to be fair, when because we obviously fucking guards, we're all fucking like 6 foot fucking tall, but going up against two, I don't know, I'm fucking over exaggerating now, obviously, but like 4, 5 foot fucking Gurkhas, they are actually pretty fucking solid. You would have thought 6 footers fucking booting shields of Gurkhas that's 5 foot tall at max. You would have thought they'd go over pretty fucking easy. It fucking wasn't. They were solid, mate. But what we didn't expect is how fucking fast they are.
Oh man, that's rapid.
Because we'd done our riot training already, so we knew what we're listening out for in the words of commands of their platoon commander or whatever. So when they're giving prepare to move 10 meters, we're like, all right, yeah, they're fucking coming. So we just sort of fucking turn around and bimble off, and then we hear the move. And they're literally on our fucking ankles getting us with the fucking pipe, mate. I was like, fuck.
See,
fucking bouncing
I still see the Gurkhas all the time because obviously I'm working Darlington, so I see the Gurkhas all the time. When they're getting the first time in Darlow, you see them all in the squad, like literally stepping in time and everything when they're walking. But I heard this story, and you probably heard it yourselves. It's like an old wife's tale, if you like, an old dit, literally. And apparently, there was these Gurkhas once that they were out, and they were basically got started on by some local Darlow lads, and it was like 2 Gurkhas or something, and like 4 of these local Darlow lads, and they ended up like basically knocking all these 4 local lads out, and then they like dragged them all in a straight line, so they're all like unconscious, all like lined out in the street. And then the police come, and there's just like these 2 Gurkhas and these 4 unconscious bodies on all lined in the street. I don't know how true it is, but I always remember that dip being spun, and that bit basically saying, "Be careful of the Gurkhas, don't fuck around with them."
I've heard that pretty much the same fucking dit. I think the numbers was escalated a bit.
The only dit I've heard is when the paras fucked about with the Gurkhas. I don't know what they did, but they did something to fuck about with them. So the Gurkhas snuck in while they were sleeping and put red marker pen across their necks. And then like they writ on the mirrors, like when they were washing it, obviously, so when they were washing and shaving, then all they saw in red was, "We can get you whenever we want." So obviously, so the platoon got beated because obviously it's fucking paras ego and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
they've been done over.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for a piss as well. I think if you want to chat about something, then when I come back, we'll play the dits.
Yeah, right. We'll do that. I need a piss as well, to be honest. Why don't we just pause the whole thing for a sec?
Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, I'll cut this bit out.
we're going to do a...
Yeah.
Now I've got it.
Right, cool.
Then.
So this is pretty much a fucking illicit. Right, by the way, so I'm going to defend myself and the podcast. None of us can fucking read, so we're not reading out the dits. And even if we did read them verbatim for what you text them, it would still not make any sense. So I have to manually misspell. So like you'll put SGT for sergeant, and then I have to fucking delete that and type out sergeant so the fucking text-to-speech knows what the fuck we're going on about. So if you hear a couple of things that don't sound right, it's because the chat doesn't fucking know what we're going on about, and I did it to the best of my ability. Right.
As an infanteer.
As an infanteer.
Eric, 18 in Shortcut, lad from Recce, I think, had a chef take over him on one of the sangers and told him the night sight was voice activated. The chef then spent the rest of his stag trying to tell it to turn on. Next dip, I think it was 2 Chindit lads were caught with no helmets on one of the sangers by a sergeant major. The sergeant major then made them neck on with each other as punishment. On the same tour, a trog officer joined part way through the tour and was told that he had to go up in the PGSS balloon and stag on for 48 hours, and he had to take rations. Still turned up in full CFO. After Colour told him fuck off once before. Again, same tour. I'm sure the EOD commander got sacked for this. He emailed the SAS commanding officer from the RSO's account, gobbing off, demanding to just paper pass him through selection, and got caught out doing it.
Oh, my days.
Right.
Oh, my days. That's fucking...
So that's one. Right, hold on. This one. Right. This is the fucking super mega fucking Walt dit. Everyone happy with that? Does everyone know what PGSS balloon is? It's the iStars.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You know the big like blimps you see in the sky with little cameras that look over like...
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So you got told he was meant to fucking climb up to the top of that and stag on for 48 hours. That's so. So he rocked up to obviously the colour boy and he's like, "Mate, I've told you once before, it's a blag." Right, next one.
Dit Van Dyke here. A question was posed in season 1 regarding waltz in the army. So here's another dit about an officer waltzing in the meat and veg, and we'll call him Gibbo too. I don't know all the details, so some of this is definitely fill in the blanks and embellish just a tiny bit. The dit is, however, 100% true. So this guy basically comes over from South Africa, where he was from some sort of SAFA SF unit, and joins the army and goes to Sandhurst. Para-Reg basically clock onto this bloke and are like, ex-SF. Yep, he's 100% coming to the Reg. Now, knowing how things turned out, I can't imagine he was a gleaming cadet and must have scraped through, but his ticket to the meat and veg was punched and he was posted to 2 para. From here, he goes on P Company and fails. Now, officers only get 1 shot and they're RTU'd and sent somewhere else, I guess. I've never actually heard of a para-reg officer freddying P Coy, so who knows. Now, before he heads back to 2BAT, he gets on the blower to PCAU. "Hi, I'm Lieutenant Gibbo. I've just passed P Coy. Can I get on a jumps course?" Which gets him onto the next jumps course starting the very next week or so.
Bluffed it.
Gets the jumps nipped and returns to 2 para, where no one is any the wiser. Fast forward a few years, and he is now a very incompetent OC of guns/anti-tanks in 1 para, who was well known for his radical ideas of FSG placement. Essentially just have the teams facing each other on opposite hills and brassing each other up, while the enemy was none the wiser that an FSG was even in place. At a mixed sergeant's officers' mess, this guy shows up with a rack of medals so long he can barely stand up straight. One of the sergeant majors starts questioning the bloke about these medals. "Are these all your medals, Major Gibson?" "Yes, a lot of these came from my previous service in South Africa." "Well, sir, if you have that one," pointing at Major Willow's medal to one end, "and you have that one pointing to one on the other end, that's actually so far off the guy's chest it's resting on the mantelpiece of the fireplace. Then you must be about 120 years old." Yep, he was called out at a mess do. Shortly after which he was never seen nor heard from again. I think he may have gone AWOL or escaped back to South Africa where he would be safe out of reach of the Reg. I'm not sure what happened to him. I do know that due diligence was finally carried out like 12 years after this guy even applied to join the army. Turns out he was in the forces in South Africa. but like the equivalent of a TARLC unit.
There we go.
Oh my
That is fucking
fucking
mental.
god!
So to fill in some of the shit language that can't translate properly, I've never heard of the term meat and veg before, but obviously that's paras. This guy had just come over from South Africa, claiming to be ex-South African SF. So the paras were like, yeah, we'll have him. He probably just scraped through depot, failed Pecoy, rang up Jumps, whoever fucking is in charge of that, and went, yeah, I passed, get me on the next set of jumps. So he's got his fucking wings off a blag. And then fucking years later, he's finally an incompetent fucking OC. Just racking around with medals like that.
You know what that is though, because he's an officer, people wouldn't have questioned it because you expect you expect a private to do that, like fucking Tom, a body, but fucking you don't expect a commissioned officer to be ringing up and telling fibs, do you? So that is fucking mad. That's
mental.
Fucking. I genuinely have no fucking words.
what I mean.
You happy with these fast stands?
It's mad how he's even been allowed to get on a jump. Fucking weird,
Yeah. Yeah, because surely, like, there's got to be some sort, like,
surely you have to rock up with like, at least a certificate saying, I have passed this course.
Yeah.
But,
like,
sorry to shit on the paras yet again, but that is pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, mate, like, that is properly fucking blown me away, that.
You ready for this next one, though?
Right, go on then. Right, it's with it.
So we have a new RSM, and he's beat this new guard system into all the sergeant majors, saying every man and woman gets ID'd, no exceptions. He was getting sick of the thumbs up and squaddy wave on a morning, so this new lad is a bit dense. We'll call him Willow. His first day on guard, the guard commander briefed him on what to do on the front gate as per the RSM's orders. He somehow managed to get on the 1900 and 0700 hours, stag the jammy cunt. Willow's on the gate and the RSM pulls up. The new lad doesn't give the correct compliments because the RSM seatbelt is covering his rank slide. Our hero gives the old, all right mate, can I see your mod 90 please? RSM is now double snapped, but stays quiet and hands over his ID while moving his seatbelt out of the way. Our man braces up and apologises, saying it's his first guard duty. Willow then looks at the ID and says, Sir, your mod 90 is incorrect. It says you're a 002, which contradicts your rank slide. The RSM was visibly stunned, then says, all right, kid, good job, and now let me through. Then our man says something legendary. Do you live on the Pads estate, sir? Yes, the RSM replied. Well, sir, I'm on at 0700 tomorrow, so when you come in tomorrow, either your rank slide matches your ID, or your ID matches your rank slide, or you're not coming in, as per your orders.
Can you imagine that?
As per your orders.
Imagine having that amount of bollocks. Oh my fucking god! No fucking way! Holy shit!
But your rank slide matches your fucking ID card. Your ID card matches your rank slide.
Do we know what reg that was?
Well, we've got another one from I think 2009, and then we'll fucking get back onto that.
It's 2000.
Oh, mate, that.
We were all in the rugby club, just outside the camp gate in Eppie. After a few beers, we decided to go back to the block. We enter the gate and are met by the orderly officer. He decided we needed to go to bed, and he was the boss. After he chopped off a few times, we decided he needed to be tied to the turret of the tank, on the roundabout by the front gate. We all took off our belts and tied him to it. Then, some guy proceeded to take his duty vehicle and crash it into the school. Next thing, he hired targets back to the block. The next day, the whole coy was on parade to see who did it. To this day, no one has been caught.
And that fucking did that.
Fuck off! No.
So
someone's got to have been fucking done for that.
So with that, if people watch the last episode, I did say I'd insert my own dit. Which one's fake?
Oh, one of them's. Oh,
One of
okay,
them's not
so
real.
One of them's,
One of them I puffed into imagination.
We
The
won't
one
want
who's
anything.
tied to the tank.
Right, we've got tied to the tank. Ricky?
I'm thinking the RSM because I'm thinking who would have the balls to say that to the RSM, but I don't know.
Alex?
I reckon the RSM one as well.
You've got to have some fucking as a young
Yeah,
man.
that's-
Scared of the RSM.
That's some fucking bollocks as a sprog.
Yeah, it was
If
the
not,
RSM
that guy
one.
deserves a fucking medal.
It's the RSM.
It was fucking hell. Mate, you got to clip that little bit of that, mate. Fucking Jesus.
I did say, honestly,
Your fucking ID matches your rank or your rank matches your ID. Mate.
Hey, that's mint, that. Well done. That's a good fucking. That's a good one. That, by the
that
way.
is a good dip, mate. This is what I
fell
keep
for
saying.
it, like.
This is what I keep saying to people. Send in fake ones. We're not asked.
Yeah.
As long as they're funny.
Yeah.
Within the military, nothing. There's so many mad things happening in the army. I do believe anything I hear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was sat there and I thought, right, I'll just fucking think of an RSM one. It took me about 5 minutes. I was doing it as I was typing. And that was me.
Like for me,
We could
I
make a game. Sorry.
Go
Go on, Ricky. I was going to say, we could fucking make a game out of that.
Well, that's what I mean.
There you go. Yeah.
But do you know, going back to the gate thing, I'll always remember going and ask everyone for ID, even if you know them, ask them for ID. So I was like, okay, fucking, you ask them for ID. Then, you know, when I was a young lad on wherever, and then they go, do you not know who I am? And I'm like, no, sir, because he'd been civvies. And he's like, I'm fucking RSM or I'm the OC. And I'm like, sorry, sir. He goes, don't you know the personalities? I'm like, no. He goes, you need to learn the personalities on camp. And you're like, for fuck's sake, like, can't win. I'm asking you for ID.
Yeah.
Well, I know, because you were the OC yesterday when I last looked at the board. You could have left the army by now.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
We used to get bollocked all the time. I used to go mad. And if you're stopping anyone, why are you stopping me? You know who I am. Yeah, well, fucking hell.
I
I've
think
been told to do it.
that's the worst one. It genuinely happened at Two Lanks. Not at Two Lanks, at Two Yorks. The fucking new RSM came in and it changed the whole fucking guard system. And then when he was coming in, he was getting fed up of getting ID'd every time. So he just he just kept having a go at the lad on the front gate. That happened to me on the front gate as well. Fucking, go on.
Well, I was going to say, I think I've told it before, but when I first got to battalion, like day 2 of being in battalion, I was stuck on fucking gate guard. And, Victoria Barracks in Windsor. And where you stand, you can't actually fucking see who's approaching, so you don't have time to process, pick up mannerisms and how they walk and all, you know what I mean? Characteristics. So literally, they're at the fucking gate and you have to make if they're squaddy, if they're not. But then you fucking, I was just asking him for fucking ID, and it was the adjutant that fucking collared me. He was like, do you not fucking know who I am? I was like, sorry, sir, I've literally got here yesterday. Like, I'm sorry, I've just not had a chance to sort of learn who is who.
Superiority complex, I hate it.
Yeah.
It's sad, isn't it, how people are that, like you've just got to the unit. What, like, are you that much of an arsehole that you need to say to someone, do you not know who I am? Like, fucking get over yourself. You're a fucking squaddy. Yeah, you might be higher rank, but you're still a fucking squaddy.
In fairness as well, with this, we're going to have to do a one-man army part 2 as well.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
I've got a big page of stuff here.
Still got stuff to do. Right, this is
you
fine.
not even got through your own stuff?
No, I've got a full page, sir,
To be
mate.
fair, I've still got a couple of questions. I wanted to know why you started TikTok and stuff like that. But this might have to be a part 2.
Yeah.
What time we are now?
Well, we're at an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's long enough. For
okay, yeah.
It's been
part 2. Oh yeah, I've got loads of funny stuff, mate.
part 2.
Like
So
part 2.
next week, who are we doing next week?
Rich,
right?
Yeah, Rich. Lost Soldier, for anyone who doesn't know, Rich, Lost Soldier.
We're getting a drug dealer on next week. Week after that.
I know this is probably a bit fucking late for those that's watching that don't recognise Tommo. He's the one with the fucking glasses and pigtails.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even put it on.
That keeps coming up as well.
I did have a pair of glasses with pigtails on it, but still doesn't look anything like me.
Oh, that happened mid-day. Yeah, it's an iPhone thing.
I don't know.
Bottom third podcast sponsored by iPhone. Use code fucking sweatshop equals 5.
I thought he was live streaming. I think is he live streaming? Why is he getting thumbs up?
Are you on
I'm
an
not getting
iPad,
thumbs
Ricky?
No. It's something to do with this.
No. Are you on an iPhone, Tommo?
No, Samsung.
A solid 30 seconds of me just looking. You what?
Whose
The
picture?
bottom one, it's crashed on mine.
Mine's crashed. Fuck
Who's
it.
done it? Who's
Yeah,
done it?
you're not moving.
Oh, it's fine for me.
Yeah, it's all right with me.
Well, regardless, anyway, right, so next week, Drug Dealer. Week after that, we're getting part 2 with Stretch. Week after that...
Does he know that?
I'll fucking text him. I'll text him. He's not doing anything anyway. He only works weekends.
It's an order.
That's a fucking warning order. Scale it. And then week after that, we can do part 2 for Tommo.
Yeah, just let us know.
And then, so that's 4 weeks sorted there.
Yeah, nice one.
And then I can go on holiday relaxed. Ooh. Right.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Fucking cheers for tuning in. Stay bottom third. Fuck me and Ali.
Fast and all that.
I'm pretty Ali.
Fast. Shut up.